Hi, my name is Rebecca, and this is my son Micah.
My name is Amy Bennett, and this is my son Bodie.
And my name is Jennifer, and this is Mark.
I'm Roberta, and this is Robert Rosales.
My name is Marcia Blue.
And I'm Mike.
And I'm Monique. And this is our heart warrior, Marcia Blue, who's had 13 surgeries total, 4 open heart, a pacemaker. He was diagnosed with hypoplastic right heart, an ASD, a VSD, pulmonary stenosis, and tricuspid atresia.
Bodie was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. That essentially means none of the structures on the left side of his heart developed. So, in layman's terms, he was born with half a heart.
Born with a couple of heart defects. The first one, dextrocardia. He was born with pulmonary and mitral atresia. With the atrial septal defect. He was born with a level transposition of the great arteries and a hypoplastic left ventricle.
He's 1.5 years old, and he was born with 2 major defects in his heart. One is called tricuspid atresia, and one is called hypoplastic right heart syndrome. What I know is he's about 1 in 20,000 that has his defect. That means 1 every other day in the United States. We didn't know about his defect. It was a surprise to us when he was 5 hours old and he was struggling to breathe.
I was actually diagnosed when I was pregnant with him. He was diagnosed with total autonomous pulmonary venous return, a double outlet right ventricle, and an unbalanced AV canal. He had his first surgery on about 4 days old. He was born on the 1st of July. He had it on the 5th of July. He had his pulmonary artery retached. He then destatted on the 14th, and we almost lost him that day.
He most recently had a pacemaker placement. He's also been in a coma and said not to live, but he did. He woke up. He's had several other invasive procedures.
He had his first surgery at 5 days old, and his second one at 2 months old, and his third one at 7 months old, and then this last August at 3.5, he had his last 2. He's pacemaker dependent, and he spent most of his first 5 months of life inpatient at Children's. So he had a rough start, to put it mildly, a rougher start than most do with his condition, but he's a fighter, and he fought through, and he is super resilient, and he came home from the hospital after his 3rd surgery and never looked back. And he is doing amazing now.
My son was diagnosed 1 day after birth. I had a normal pregnancy. Everything went well with my pregnancy, and how they caught his heart defect was actually just by a nurse coming in and attaching a pulse ox. That's what saved his life. He has had 2 open heart surgeries and 1 cardiac catheterization. The first one was a BT shunt, and his second surgery was a bidirectional glenn. He is still scheduled for his final open heart surgery in about a year.
They did a simple test where they checked out the oxygen with a pulse ox read, and they realized that his oxygen was about 75% instead of 100. They took him and rushed him to get an echocardiogram, and they discovered that his heart was not all there. He's had 2 open heart surgeries and 1 angiogram, along with an entire month in the hospital. If they had not caught his defect, he would have died his first week of life. We find it to be a miracle that he is alive and he is thriving.
He had a second surgery where they added a BT shunt on the 15th of July, and he's been doing pretty awesome since. He will have a cath done on the 12th of February, and then he'll be going in for his glenn. Other than that, he's been pretty good, but it was a hard struggle trying to get him to this point. He's had struggle with trying to gain some weight, but he's doing good other than that.
February is a Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Month. We just want to be able to help spread the word and just educate people on what CHD means, and just so many babies are born with the heart defect, 1 in 100, so just help us spread the word.
We're grateful to have this opportunity to raise awareness about congenital heart defects. I didn't know anything about them until we had Bodie, and now it's kind of my life. And to share Bodie's story of hope.
The goal is to reach as many people as we can so that our children's stories can be out there and inspire others, and also so that we can get more funding for research.
I'm ready to go ahead and be part of this so we can let everybody know that CHD, there's 1 in 100 kids that come out with it, and we just want to go ahead and have everybody have their kids tested with the pulse ox, because you never know what can happen. I was lucky enough to find out before I had him, but there are a lot of kids that find out at birth or even after, or some that don't make it and they find out later on.
Today we are here to spread awareness about congenital heart diseases, and that the more you know, the more babies are saved. So Micah, say thank you. Say bye-bye.